The anime starts with a girl named Nino who wakes up mumbling to herself. She has a scary memory when she opens the door, which makes her feel frightened and stop suddenly. But then she realizes that it's just her driver outside. He takes her to school in a fancy car, and everyone at school thinks she's very beautiful except for Kajino, who doesn't pay attention to her. When Nino greets him, he always gets her name wrong and never seems to notice her. Even though Nino is tired of correcting him, she can't help but feel bothered by him. In the following scene, Nino talks about her past. Due to a scandal, she quit her career and studies and isolated herself in her room. She started wearing a mask when going out in public. After school, she tries to call her driver, but he doesn't answer. Eventually, she decides to walk home alone after waiting for a long time. This is the first time Nino has ever walked alone on the streets. While walking, she encounters some dangerous guys who kidnap her in a dark alley. They put her in chains and plan to ransom her to her wealthy father. Kajino sees everything from a distance, but he doesn't take any action to help her. Nino notices Kajino standing there until she is given anesthesia. They lock her up in a dark room where one of the kidnappers tries to touch her inappropriately. It is revealed that this is the second time Nino has been kidnapped. Meanwhile, a boy dressed in a green costume breaks through a glass ceiling and introduces himself as stylish Thug Slayer. The kidnappers are scared, but they still challenge him to a fight. One of the kidnappers is easily defeated, but the other one is more challenging to handle. He is an ex-soldier, but the boy is confident in his abilities. He insults the soldier's poor skills and arrogant behavior. The soldier aggressively tries to attack him, but stylish Thug Slayer breaks his bones with a barrel and reveals his true identity. He is the legendary One Skull for certain, who defeated many biker gangs on his own. The soldier recognizes him, but stylish Thug Slayer hits him again with the barrel to reinforce his belief. The soldier fails to grab a gun and is hit by the barrel once again. Stylish Thug Slayer breaks both of the kidnapper's arms and hits him multiple times before freeing Nino from her chains. He advises her not to walk home alone and then disappears. Nino later sees him performing with the soldier, but she doesn't recognize him because he is fully covered. Nino reports the incident to the police and informs her father, who takes measures to keep the case from going public. However, stylish Thug Slayer's identity remains a mystery. The next day, Nino greets all the students as usual, and Kajino still ignores her, but he spells her name correctly and makes eye contact with her. Nino is sad all the time because she knows he leads a masked life just like her. This makes her even sadder. In the next scene, a horrifying news spreads all over the city that a middle school student was run over by a truck and died last night. The middle school student who died in the truck accident is revealed to be Kajino. The scene then switches to a young boy who is striving to make his childhood dreams come true. He wants to have more power and do everything he can to make his dreams a reality. He has participated in small combats and even won wrestling competitions, but he still feels like he needs more power. He believes that humans are helpless against natural calamities and even nuclear bombs. He is willing to eliminate anything that may hinder him from achieving this goal. Thus, he chooses to live a simple life in public but performs heroic deeds in secret to attain his desires. Eventually, he reaches his objective, forms a group of heroes, and becomes renowned as the leader in the shadows. When he is born again, his mother hears his delayed cry and encourages him to cry. As a result, he cries loudly, which annoys everyone. Something strange is noticed about the newborn baby. He is born into a family where his older sister is skilled in various martial arts. From a young age, he has been learning these skills from his family, who have also been practicing magic and dealing with the dark arts. They have high hopes for the new Kajino. However, he only appears to be an average and unremarkable character trainer. Yet, in the shadows of the night, he is a skilled martial artist and has been killing people effortlessly like fly. He acquires the slime swords, which turn out to be more fascinating than he had anticipated. He obliterates a group of people with a single strike of his swords. He steals art, food, and a vast amount of wealth from a caravan by utilizing his super slimy bodysuit. His suit is equipped with various powers, such as pointed fingers and different types of traps. He discovers a cage where a half-dead corpse is attempting to escape. This unpredictable entity emits energy waves similar to his own, which he absorbs. He realizes that it is not a corpse or a human, but a possessed being. He experiments with it for a month, during which he can control it as he pleases. He eventually manages to contain the magical excess, but the outcome is unforeseen. The corpse transforms into a beautiful girl who is unconscious. It's remarkable that something once dead could be restored to life. Nonetheless, he is thrilled that he has achieved his first success as a shadow leader. He breaks the curse that had kept her as a living corpse for a prolonged period and uncovers the truth from history. A demon had placed a curse on various heroes in his last moments, and someone had twisted the curse, turning them all into a pile of flesh. These heroes had defeated the demon in the past, but the devils who had transformed them into corpses are known as the Cult of Diablo. These fanatics are scheming to resurrect the demon who had cursed the heroes. The cult only operates under the cover of darkness and never ventures out in the daylight. The girl becomes extremely aggressive and seeks vengeance for her curse. Kajino is on a similar mission to kill all the devil's cult and prevent them from resurrecting the demon. He changes his name to Shadow and invites the girl to join his mission to annihilate the Cult of Diablos. After she joins, he names her Alpha. She lost everything due to the curse years ago, and now her sole purpose in life is to exact revenge. She was doomed to live as a hideous beast, but Kajino saved her life, and now she pledges her life to him. In addition, Kajino gifts her the potent slimy suit and welcomes her to the team. The girl proposes to seek out other descendants and revive their souls into their original forms. She suggests inviting them to join the team to increase their chances of success. K-Drew agrees, and they name the team Shadow Garden. Along with forming the team, K-Drew has turned 16 and has been practicing the dark arts. Over the past few years, he has mastered various forms of martial arts, but he can only practice some of them with his elder sister. He deliberately loses their practice sessions to create an illusion of weakness and conserve his energy. His sister remains unaware of his progress. Over the years, he has been preparing himself as a background character for the final battle. Today is his sister's farewell party at their house as she is leaving to attend the Midget Academy for Dark Knight in the royal capital. Guests are present to congratulate her on this achievement. However, on the day of her departure, she goes missing. Her parents are devastated to learn that she has been abducted by some scoundrel. In response, Kajino, also known as Shadow, orders a member of his team to gather all members of Shadow Garden to find his sister and gather information about the kidnapper. It's possible that the kidnapper is a member of the Diablo cult. The kidnapper's sister might be related to one of the heroes, and the devils don't want her to attend the academy. They have hidden her away, but Kajino already knows where she is. He identifies the location on a map, and there is a shadowy hideout there. Meanwhile, the sister is chained up in a dark place. The kidnapper knows about her family, and she mentions her brother. She says that despite always losing to him in fights, she learned a lot from him instead of their father. The sister also mentions that Kajino saved her from a possession caused by a curse. This confirms that she is a descendant of one of the heroes. The kidnapper is thrilled to see her brother but threatens to kill him. When she hears this, she becomes enraged and breaks free from her chains. Meanwhile, Kajino and his team arrive and provoke the kidnapper. A fierce fight ensues and the kidnapper is badly hurt. He takes a pill that grants him extraordinary powers, turning him red and unleashing a devastating attack. However, even the pill is not enough, and he flees in fear. Kajino is waiting for him and underestimates him, thinking he is alone. Kajino demonstrates his own magical powers and proves to be a tough opponent. Kajino insults the kidnapper's magical abilities, pointing out that his weak lungs prevent him from using his powers effectively. He teaches him how to use his powers and defends himself against the kidnapper's attacks. In lesson number 3, Kajino strikes the kidnapper's stomach, tearing his body apart. Instead of being injured, the kidnapper transforms into a more powerful creature and takes the form of an animal. However, Kajino remains unfazed and faces the situation intelligently, ultimately defeating the kidnapper and killing him. An amulet hangs from the kidnapper's neck, which contains a picture of a girl named Kree. Kajino takes the amulet and feels satisfied that their rescue mission is complete. Although his sister managed to free herself before they arrived and was unaware of her brother's extraordinary ability, she is determined and heals quickly from her injuries. The next day, she leaves as if nothing had happened. Kajino wants to go to the capital. He plans to leave Alpha in charge and give her the work. He says goodbye and imagines Alpha and other teen girls who collected information about the devils. They believe that the Diablos cult is a huge global organization. Kajino finds it exciting and wants to continue working in the shadows until the end of his life. In the next scene, Kajino is on a train and thinking about his past life. He used to be insane, hitting his head against a stone and jumping in front of a truck in search of magic. On the other hand, Kajino has now arrived at his destination and wishes the Shadow Garden girls good luck. He is 15 years old and enrolls in the same school as his sister.